Well, David, I mentioned Goldfinger before because you sent the team a chart on gold imports, and there's this amazing, almost cartoonish spike, unbelievable spike upwards. Our YouTube viewers can see it. What's going on here, David?
Well,
this is gold imports we're looking at.
So there's a line waiting at the London's gold exchange to take physical delivery, and they basically have almost run out of telling people it's 2 months to get delivery. So people have been challenging, and again, there's no evidence yet of any of this, but where is the gold? Is there enough physical gold, we talked about that in recent weeks, to back up all the gold that people think they own via certain investment vehicles, physical gold ETFs and gold funds?
There was the high finance guy who told his alma mater, the University of Texas, get some physical gold
Bass,
on campus and make sure you got it because it's getting a little sketchy out there in the gold market.
So there are all kinds of rumors and conspiracy theories that there's no gold in Fort Knox, right? And again, we still don't know. And that was one of the things that Trump had been tweeting, Elon Musk had been tweeting, even Treasury Secretary Bessert had sent out. And so so all this gold's been imported to the U.S. Where'd it go? And just, so most of the
maybe
gold
Goldfinger did strike. Well, maybe he succeeded in that operation.
If you remember the
Knox.
Die Hard series of movies, the third installment was in New York City.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's probably one of the better ones, to be honest with you. But basically, it was Hans Gruber's younger brother, played by Jeremy Irons, is the villain in this one. He does a really good job. But really,
is this also a Christmas movie?
No, this one they're acting more like terrorists, and they put these bombs in all these public schools and scare the bejesus out of everybody. But really, it's all distraction. They're trying to steal the Federal Gold Reserve about 8 stories below in New York City, and it's a pretty interesting movie in there. So now the question is, was the gold really there? Right? Is the gold there? Is it in Fort Knox? Where's the gold? Why is all this gold moving around? And we've seen foreign nations buying gold over the last 18 months at an alarming rate. And here's the interesting thing. Retail investors have not really been gobbling it up. And some people thought it because the price had moved drastically, and like the price is pretty close to $3,000 an ounce now. If it breaks that, you can see 3,300 almost overnight. It'll just break through. But yeah, it's just interesting to see what's going on here. Why is all this gold moving? Because you got to remember, all these cargo ships have to tell us what's on there, and gold has been on almost every commercial flight coming into the U.S. as well. So inside the luggage container, they've been sticking literally bars of gold in there on commercial flights, bringing them back to the U.S. So whose gold is it? I don't know at this point.
Well, what about all the commercials out there, encouraging people, put it all in a gold IRA and so forth? I guess you've warned against those, but at least I thought the gold itself was a solid investment. Well,
here's the problem. The gold IRA, you can't take physical control of that, right?
Okay.
So I have no problem if you want to go buy gold, look at the spot price, go pay. You're going to pay a small premium over that. The dealer who's selling you the gold certainly has to have some kind of margin to stay in business. But if you want to buy gold and then store it yourself in a safe, bury it in your backyard, whatever the case may be, I own gold, I own silver, physical, right? They're mine. But I do not recommend people buy these gold IRAs because these are just scams. These are unlicensed, non-securities professionals selling you a commodity, and they're selling you at a fat premium, typically 15 to 20% over spot price, right? So I heard one on the way in this morning, $15,000 in free gold. Gee, how much gold do you think you have to buy for someone to give you $15,000 of gold and then maintain their profit margin? You're getting taken to the cleaners. On top of that, if it's one of these supposed gold IRAs, they are going to store it for you, secure storage facility, and pay you for the guards. You're going to pay for that, for the storage, for the safe it's in, and for the accounting of it, because they have to value it at the end of every year. For your IRA has to have a declared value for the IRS. You can't physically hold it. And then when you go to sell it, and you're like, I want to liquidate it, they tell you they have to melt it down to get you cash. They're not melting down any of the gold. That's nonsense, right? But we had one client who's no longer with us. He passed away recently, but unfortunately was taken like this a couple years ago. Gold went up $600 in the 9 months he owned the gold.
You mentioned this before.
And he lost over 40% in the value of what he paid for it versus what he liquidated it for. Please, please take caution from these people that are preying on people's fears and scares right now.